I am shocked and appalled. Shocked and appalled at this brand new 40k lore that is nothing more than slander. It's a hit piece on the greatest legion that has ever lived. The Imperial Fist, the truest sons of the Emperor, the most trusted sons of the Emperor of Mankind, who stood with him in the darkest of days and protected Terra and made sure the Imperium never fell. Now, this new information is taken from the brand new Adeptus Custodes Codex, so if you don't want to be spoiled, if you're currently reading it, this is your first and only spoiler warning. If you're still here, then let's jump in and let's get waffling. Now, just before we go into this new lore, a brief summary of the relationship between Adeptus Custodes and the Imperial Fists. They stood at the siege of Terra, okay? They fought shoulder to shoulder. They died together. Skip 10,000 years into the future, the current timeline that we've got. When Cadia fell, it was ripped apart by Abaddon. The Great Rift tore across the galaxy, splitting it in twain. The Phalanx was there at Cadia. It tried to help. It actually evacuated a lot of troops from Cadia, which now live on the Phalanx and call it their new home. But the Phalanx was badly damaged in that battle with Abaddon's fleet, and it went back to Terra, where the Adeptus Custodes gave them some dark age of technology, which more or less relit the Phalanx to its glory days from 10,000 years ago. It activated systems that have laid dormant for thousands of years, giving it a new, fresh life. And I was like, okay, this is amazing. The Custodes have helped the Imperial Fists to reach heights which we never thought we would reach ever again. And it was amazing. It was a great time. But it seems that these golden bastards had a different plan all along. They give with one hand and they take with the other, because this brand new piece of lore, now I'm going to put in the background, states that the Custodes are watching the Imperial Fist. Like, we're not supposed to be trusted. How dare they? It says the Mizarine delegates, meanwhile, are covert custodians who slipped aboard the Imperial Fist Fortress Monastery Phalanx after its return to Terra. Those warriors remain aboard the vessel, even though it has since relocated to the heart of the Fourth Tyrannic War. They conceal themselves by technological means or play the parts of gene bulk labor ogres, watching for any hint that so a mighty vessel might be turned against the interests of the Golden Throne. Now, I will be the first to admit that I may be taking this a little bit close to the heart, because the Sons of Dorn are my chapter. They are my legion, the Imperial Fists. But let's look at the evidence, right? The Imperial Fists were the most loyal of all the Space Marine legions. So loyal that the Emperor entrusted them to come back to Terra with them and be his personal Praetorians. Rogol Dorn, the son of the Emperor, basically defeated every foe that was slung at him. He even defeated Khorne by reading him the Geneva Convention, right? This is how loyal the Sons of Dorn are. And for the Custodians to then come out and say, well, we don't really trust you, we've got to watch you from the shadows in secret just in case anything happens, for me, that is betrayal. That is maximum heresy. If they would have said, you know, we're going to put like a regiment or a couple of custodians on the Phalanx to go with you to make sure everything runs smooth, I'm sure the Imperial Fists would have accepted that. But through the shadows, through their lies, they are being very, very devious. And that is something that has caused a lot of heresy in the past. But don't worry, because every grey cloud has a silver lining, and the Imperial Fists are not stupid. We're not Space Wolves. We're not the bookworms out of the Ultramarines. We are not the 5 Raven Guard players in the world, okay? We have brains. And this piece of text states that the Imperial Fists know about the Custodes. Again, in the background, it says the Imperial Fists, in their turn, are not fool enough to have entirely missed the presence of such potent beings. However, there is no better way to show their loyalty than knowingly permit the continued vigilance. So even though the Custodes are on the Phalanx, they're only on the Phalanx because the Imperial Fists allow it. Wait, are we the Alpha Legion now? I'm not too sure, right? But they're only there because we allow them to be there. Just one click of the fingers and that's it. The Custodians are gone from the Valraks. We know you're secrets custodians. We know what you're doing, right? That golden armor can't hide you. We are the true sons of the Emperor, the most trusted, right? The most faithful. We protected the Imperium. Without the Imperial Fists, you wouldn't be here on the Phalanx doing your job, right? You had one job, and that was protecting the Emperor, and you didn't do it. The Imperial Fists were defending Terra. That's where the bulk of our forces were. I know some people will turn this around and say, well, you know, Dorn was on the Vengeful Spirit, yada, yada. So was Sanguinis, right? So was Valdor. What happened to them? Dorn was too busy fighting Khorne for thousands upon thousands of years, trapped in a desert, right? Not succumbing to the chaos powers like some of his weakling brothers did, okay? The Imperial Fists are loyal, and this slander will not stand. I'm going to say this, as a Space Marine fan, I think it's time for us, the loyalist chapters of the Space Marines, to come together and start really looking at these golden banana boys from now on, right? They've hid for the past 10,000 years on Terra itself. Yeah, they've had some Eyes of the Emperor out there watching and stuff like that, but it's been us, the Space Marines, that have been suffering, fighting the foes of the Emperor, while they just been standing vigilant, right? Collecting dust on Terra, and now they assume that they have the right to spy on us, the loyalist chapters that have been keeping the enemies at bay while they've been having a nice and cushy life. I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of the slander, of the heresy, of the secrecy. The Custodi should know better, and if you're a Custodi player, right, it's time for an apology, right? We are the loyal sons of Dorn, and this is not right. Anyway, Chaperunios, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I thought I'd share this lore. Is there any more Sons of Dawn that are enraged by this, just like me? I know it's a bit laughable, but, you know, they shouldn't be doing this, right? The Custodians, how dare they? How dare they have the hubris, right? The hubris to do this after everything that we've been through. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Other Space Marine players, do you think the Custodes are reaching, right? Do you think the Custodes are getting a bit too big for their boots? Are they really overstepping the line? I know that they came first and stuff like that, whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, right, it's because the Space Marines, the Great Crusade was won. It's because the Space Marines that the Horus Heresy, well, basically begun. But, you know, it survived as well. And it's because of the Space Marines right now that was still going strong in Warhammer 40,000. All right? It's all down to us, the loyalist sons of the Emperor. How dare you? You golden bastard bananas, right? How bloody dare you? See you in a bit. Have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great evening wherever you are. And bye-bye.